Hello everybody, this is Robert Coletti. I'm going to do a video, and this video is in reference to those wonderful NFL players. We're coming up to the NFL season, and they love, it's now the third year in a row, they love to go ahead and make political statements on our time when we're trying to watch football. And they love to kneel because, after all, the cops are so discriminatory against minorities. I'm not going to go ahead and weigh in on that particular aspect of it. I'm not going to. I'm not going to say my side of it, their side of it, whether I agree or disagree. But what I'm going to say is this. You have to recognize you work for a company that provides a service for the people who, in most cases, you're finding fault with. So instead of thinking for 1 second that you have a right to that, I want you to think about this. I have a right to go ahead and come in your face and call you a filthy name. Say, I don't want to start throwing names out there, but some of these football players are like 6'4", 6'5", in the 250 all muscle category. They're gonna want to hit me, and they're gonna hit me because they're gonna say, how dare this guy 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". You know, I am 200 pounds of muscle, but I think this little guy, this little midget, come up in my face and talk all this crap. And at that, he's middle-aged. Understandable. That's the whole point. Now, I noticed I didn't drop any names. I didn't attack any of the more popular figures that have been doing the kneel, but a lot of the players have been doing the kneel. I'm going to say this. The reason we have 3 years in a row, 2 years in a row so far, boycotted NFL games. There's thousands of us. And it's impacted the TV ratings and the stadium ratings in a lot of cases, is because of this very issue. That these players seem to think that they're going to disrespect law enforcement, military people, and civil servants because they are finding fault with incidents. When they're saying that there's a preference going on out there, a bias that's creating the scenario in which they're fighting. As though if this was Rosa Parks Day. Now, you know damn well Rosa Parks Day and today are big separations, big differences. They're not the same. And you know damn well you're using this as cram it down the throat of your so-called enemy. But what I don't like is, particularly, I saw it in my time when I was in high school, and this is why I have problems with it. When you do this in mass marketing, there's an illicit atmosphere that gets created. And young people, and just ignorant people in general, people who do not look correctly at a thing, will then use it as license to go ahead and take it out on people that are innocent. And it goes on. It goes on. When I say take it out, in other words, I'm not talking about it. If somebody wants to come up and fight me, I don't give a damn. It's going to be their problem. But that's not my point. My point is they take it out in other ways. They're sarcastic. They're Maxine Water people. They're Maxine Waters. She's going to get a little bit of play in this video. They go around insulting people for who they vote for. They want to go ahead and hit them. Or they want to go ahead and disrespect them. They want to spit on them. They want to take the cap off their head. Screw you. It's my right to vote for whoever I want to, and you don't have a right to harass me. Although many of you are doing it, and in my case, when I get people a lot of times trying to bump into me when I'm walking in New York City, so I ram into them, and they're so retarded, in the whole thing. The whole thing has to. I already know the origin of it. Okay, it's always race baiting, and end of the day, stick your race baiting up your ass, because what it comes down to is this: somebody, and yeah, I'm in New York City, somebody's running for office. They could be any race. And in this case, it's the 28-year-old young lady looking to work for the Senate. I mean, really, first off, she's 28 years old. And all these old people, see, I'm 54, all these old people are in her way. I felt that way at 25 or 28. I felt that way at times. Yeah, sure, I felt that. But the sad reality is, we're not all the same. And little Miss Ocasio has said some incredibly stupid things. People talk about Trump, talk about stupid things. She seems to think that the U.S. invaded Puerto Rico at some time. Really? You're running for office? It's one thing it's one thing. It's really one thing to turn around and have a view. It's another thing to really, you want people with education who know what they're talking about to vote for you. You're an idiot. And at 28 years old, you don't know that Puerto Rico was never invaded by the U.S.? Odd. What the hell have you been up to all your life? But again, I mentioned her by name, but as far as the kneelers, I want to applaud the police of Philadelphia who did not protect the kneelers for that preseason game a number of weeks ago. After all, what are these clowns doing? Why are they disrespecting decent citizens who work for a living, and in some cases protect them from citizens who do not like their political statement? Really, get a grip. You have a lot of nerve, and you really need to stop doing that. As far as the Satanists who are running around there, by the way, I've seen Satanists against Trump recently, and they're supposedly protecting people's rights. Let me just say something. We have a free society. You have a freedom of speech, okay? I believe in the First Amendment. But let me explain something to you, okay, so that you understand something, right? Being Christian does not mean, and being American and respecting your rights doesn't mean that we don't look at you with disdain, and that we don't have weapons to destroy you. Satanists are, generally speaking, for Christians, that's it right there. People like this, they turn around and think that they're better than everybody, and they can go ahead and decide that they want to play God. Listen, you pagan freak. If you want to go ahead and go and be wild, I'm Christian. Doesn't mean I gave up being wild. I know the government's version of Christianity wants that, but taking you and showing you that there are many ways leading to death, including torture, it's fine with me. So while you're painting your face and you're exercising your First Amendment rights, remember, I'm looking at you and saying, do I have to kill this person? Will they go too far? I'm not the only one. So you go ahead and come out in public. At least Antifa has enough common sense to cover their face. Really? You're a fat, middle-aged woman and you think it's safe to go ahead and come out? A little bit of intimidation. Burn, witch, burn. Remember that movie? I can think of several ways to take care of that problem. Stay about your business. Make your cute little political statement. And go back to your cubicle and doodle whatever it is that you get paid for. Don't start running your big trap about things that don't concern you. And don't start thinking that for 1 second that you're going to stomp on my First Amendment rights or my rights to vote or anything else without some kind of repercussion that'll cause you greater harm than me, because it won't happen. With all that said, and I want to appeal to the audience out there that's watching this, that understands and agrees with me at least on Trump. I'm encouraging you to continue the NFL boycott. I would say that the NFL boycott is the way to go. If you've already been boycotted, I'm really, really enthusiastically encouraging you to do that. And I want you to go ahead and make your political statement that way. And also, of course, naturally in November, I want you to go out and vote in the midterms, because we have many people going to vote in the midterms that want to bring a demise to the U.S. I mean, after all, listen to what Antifa's theme is. No America at all. No border, no border wall, no America at all. This is what they say. So it's not up to them. It's up to us. We decide whether we're going to surrender our rights. And we should not. And as for Maxine Waters, you know, there's levels of stupid. I hope you watch this video. There's levels of stupid and ignorant and racist and sarcastic statements. Just remember, Obama's not president anymore. We didn't vote for Hillary. Obama's politics are UN politics. This is not UN territory. This is the United States of America. So while you're pushing to push back on people that have the right to be here for people that don't have the right to be here, understand something. We're pushing back. You keep pushing back at us, we will use our law enforcement or weapons, whatever it takes. It's going to be bloody. If you want a civil war, you're going to get one. Just remember, in the process of all that, the Trump administration is building the wall. So when you call for help from more degenerates from other countries, it's going to be harder and harder for them to get in here and harder and harder for them to stay here. That's fine with me. And the joke movies of The Purge against the American people that were out, well, it's sort of encouraging these malcontents and these foreigners to act up when they get here. All of this is going to backfire. It's coming. The same way it happened to us, it's going to come back to you. It's already been happening, but it's going to be worse. Like I said, to my 3% of brothers and sisters, and I'm not talking about people that join militia and say, violence is out of the question. Political statement is out of the question. You're a fake. I have my position. I maintain my position. I'm not really interested in other people's opinion of it, or even law enforcement saying, well, how dare you have such a position and join such a nefarious group. It's my right to be part of a militia, create a militia, be part of a militia. You want to say it's some kind of terrorist group? I don't care what you think, really. I mean, really, I don't. Because I mean, after all, look at Robert Mueller. You're not representing any law. You're representing liberal politics, and in many cases, which are anti-American. So I'm not really concerned with your side of it. With that said, NFL boycott, people. Hurt the pockets of Roger Goodell. I haven't even touched base on the fact that he wants to allow this year. He's already allowed it in the preseason. Transvestites to be cheerleaders. Not with it. I'm not religious, but I will tell you this. I mean, we should have people of all races and sizes out there in the field with the chance to compete and to be the best. But you know something? Guys should not be competing to be cheerleaders. It's just that simple. Cheerleading is like can dancing. It is a play. It's a dance showing athleticism and enthusiasm of female cheerleaders. This is what cheerleaders do. It was traditionally a position for females who were females. There were no females playing football, so they would be cheerleaders. They could be part of the scene and they can get their due respect. But they were female. I don't really see it as also a venue for little homosexual men to want to go ahead and dance with them. I'd rather you try out for football and not. I don't care. You know, I mean, when you try out for football and if you make it somehow. 1 second. I'll be right with you. Put this on pause.